Everybody says GPT 5.5 is the coding model you need right now. I went in trying to prove them wrong, and the results were not what the hype promised. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. GPT 5.5 claims to handle real engineering work at a premium price, so the only question worth asking is whether those claims actually hold up when you check them against real evidence. Claim 1. GPT 5.5 nearly solves security code generation. The objection I keep seeing is pretty straightforward. A model failing nearly 1 in 3 security tasks is not something you ship to production without a human watching every single output it produces. I looked at the CodeRabbit source people cite for the 68% pass rate claim, and I couldn't find that VeraCode figure published directly on the linked page, so the number stays unverified. Even taking the cited 68% narrative at face value, that's roughly 1 failed security task for every 3 attempts. And for security-sensitive code generation, that's not a pass. This charge sticks. GPT 5.5 is only usable on security work if a human is reviewing every output, because that failure rate is too high for blind trust. 0 of 1 claims holding up so far, and this pattern is going to keep showing up. I know this security gap because I've spent enough time inside these tools to feel when a model is confident and wrong at the same time. Drop a comment if that overconfidence has bitten you too. Claim 2. Its architecture advice is reliable. The objection a lot of engineers already have is real. A model that sounds completely sure of a design decision, but falls apart the moment a senior dev reviews it, is adding a hidden review tax on every architecture call you let it make. And that tax costs you time you weren't planning to spend. The part that got me here was that I couldn't verify the headline confidence percentages from the MindStudio source at all. What I did find consistently across sourced user reports is that GPT 5.5 delivers architecture suggestions with very high confidence, and those suggestions frequently don't survive a real code review, so you're getting assertiveness without the reliability to back it up. This charge sticks too, and the reason is overconfidence, not incompetence. GPT 5.5 is fine for brainstorming architecture, but the source sentiment is pretty clear it's not reliable enough for production sign-off. 0 of 2 claims holding up now. Claim 3, it's good enough for real production engineering. The day your AI tool makes a clean, well-executed change to the completely wrong thing in a production codebase, you're not just debugging a bug, you're auditing every recent change to figure out what it touched, and that can cost you hours you didn't budget for. I looked at the AMP model write-up, and it's pretty direct. GPT 5.5 works best when the task has a clear outcome and a way to verify success. But the same source says it doesn't rescue vague tickets and can make a clean change to the wrong thing when the task is underspecified, so the production engineering claim is only true for the narrow, well-defined slice of the job. This charge sticks because GPT 5.5 is a capable worker on constrained tasks, not a production engineering all-rounder, and the sourced evidence draws that line pretty clearly. 0 of 3 claims holding up, and the pattern is consistent. It's a worker, not an architect. So, 3 charges in, and none of them are holding up for GPT 5.5, but there are still 2 more to go, and the next one is the one people actually argue about the most. Whether the price jump is actually worth paying, and whether this is a real upgrade over what came before, because those 2 could completely change how you think about the model. Claim 4. GPT 5.5 is a meaningful upgrade. The objection a lot of people already have is real. Some users in the OpenAI community forum reported regressions bad enough that they rolled back to GPT 5.4. And if your workflow depends on consistent instruction following, a version that moves backward for some users is a risk, not an upgrade. I ran through both sides of this one carefully. MindStudio describes GPT 5.5 as an incremental step with better tool call accuracy and reduced hallucination rates, so there is a real improvement signal. But OpenAI community reports include degraded prompt response quality and weaker instruction following, with some users moving back to GPT 5.4, which cuts against the idea of a clean leap forward. This one partially sticks because the improvement in tool use and hallucination control is real, but the overall reaction reads as incremental, not breakthrough. So that's 0 of 4 claims fully holding up, with one partial. GPT 5.5 is a step forward, just not the step the hype implied. Claim 5, the higher token price is justified. The number itself is the setup, $5 per million input tokens and $30 per million output tokens, which is 2 times the GPT 5.4 standard price of $2.50 and $15, so you're paying double, and the claim is that efficiency gains pay that back. I looked at both AMP and Thesvi's write-up on pricing, and both confirm the per million token rate shown on screen. OpenAI claims more efficient token use, but I didn't find published task cost numbers in these sources, showing GPT 5.5 actually earns back that 2x price premium on real coding work. And given the mixed quality reports we've already seen, the value case just doesn't hold together. This charge sticks. The price is confirmed higher, and the sourced evidence doesn't show enough capability gain to justify it, especially given the mixed output quality. So the final tally is 0 of 5 claims fully holding up. 1 partially true, and that's the number the title was asking about. Alright, so here's where GPT 5.5 genuinely delivers. It scores 78.7% on OS World Verified, which is a strong measured agent benchmark result, and it posts 1480 ELO on LM Arena's blind crowd voted text arena, showing real general text strength. On well-specified coding tasks where success is easy to check, community write-ups consistently say, it performs well. Now here's where GPT 5.5 falls short, and I'm not going to soften this. Security code generation still fails roughly 1 in 3 tasks by the cited narrative. Architecture advice is the biggest pain point, with sourced sentiment centered on overconfidence that doesn't survive review, and the per million token pricing we covered has no published task-level proof that it pays for itself. Worth it if you're running well-specified coding or agent tasks where a human is still checking the work. Skip it if you need confident production architecture, security you can trust without review, or a price that proves its own ROI. 0 of 5 claims fully held up, 1 partially true, and that tally tells you exactly what GPT 5.5 is. A capable worker, not a trustworthy architect. One thing the marketing doesn't mention, GPT 5.5 can make a clean, well-formed code change to the completely wrong target when a ticket is underspecified, and it's a confident misapplication, not a hallucination, which makes it harder to catch and review because the code itself looks fine. That's the failure mode that only shows up after you've shipped it. If you're wondering whether the model that's actually beating GPT 5.5 on architecture and production trust is worth switching to, I just put out a full breakdown called Claude Sonnet 5, Should You Use It? And it answers exactly that question with the same kind of evidence-first look we just ran here.